Shalom to the nation of Israel. First and foremost, before I get into my lesson, as always, I want to start off by giving all praises unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders, a great millstone that teach in their rule well today. And salutation also to the fellow laborers that's in the ministry and the believers that scatter worldwide in all truth and sincerity, day in and day out. Once again, I'm the brother Shaquat Gabar, coming at you with another quick lesson. And right before I get into this lesson, this message and these videos goes out to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which we are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites according to the Bible, and also to the Israelite foreigners that scattered amongst the heathen nations and that may take on the physical appearance or look of another nation. But if your bloodline goes back to Negro, Latino, or Native American descent by the seed of your father, you are considered an Israelite as well. Shalom. Basically, you can see I had this article queued up on the screen, okay, which is off the BBC News, okay, .com. Okay, you see lately, the latest news, okay, when it comes to the states, okay, in particular, okay, over there in Washington, D.C., okay, when it comes to, lately Trump deploying National Guard troops, okay, amongst the city D.C., okay. As you see, National Guard troops appear in Washington, D.C. as a major rejects Trump's, okay, as mayor rejects Trump's authoritarian push, okay. And so this is just more and more proving that when it comes to this place, America, and we're at the point of this place about to witness civil unrest, okay, civil war, okay, clash wars, okay, division, okay, as these people are on the edge, ready to uproar when it comes to more and more protesting, rallies, okay, marches, okay, complaints, okay, because this place America is on the verge of its downfall, man, okay, which this place in the scriptures, okay, is prophesied to go down, okay, when it comes to America, which is known as spiritual Babylon, okay, Babylon the Great, okay, spiritual Egypt, spiritual Sodom, okay, because America had taken on all those ancient hedonistic customs, okay, and one today, okay, which today and at this time, okay, starting with, when it comes to America, okay, we know that the biblical Edomites, okay, which is the so-called white race, are ruling today, in particular these elites, okay, when it comes to these central bankers, okay, out of Europe, okay, and when it comes to the EU and NATO, okay, which NATO means North Atlantic Treaty Organization, and America is part of that, okay, from out of the beast system, okay, and now we're coming to the point, like I say, this place is about to witness of its downfall, okay, coming to the point of a financial crash, okay, that's going to lead to a transition of a digital currency format, okay, leading off on the physical dollar or the FRNs, okay, Federal Reserve notes, which is nothing but debt. And this place was already experiencing inflation, prices going up, okay, soon to be hyperinflation, okay, but we know that eventually the elites want to crash this system, this financial system, or this current system, and come with a digital format, which is going to lead to the prophecy as we're about to enter into Revelation chapter 13, verse 16, okay, being the mark of the beast, okay, which is known, which, we teach, okay, when it comes through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai, Shai, okay, the men of great millstone and the brother on down, okay, we come to the understanding when it comes to the mark of the beast in Revelation chapter 13, verse 16, okay, is the RFID microchip, okay, that they want to implement, okay, when it comes to a physical device, an implant, okay, that's going to be the next way of buying and selling. And that's why you're seeing this place going to the point of being cashless, okay, everything, technology, AI, okay, biometric, okay, more surveillance, okay, in this case, yeah, now these troops being deployed. Okay, we already know about, already got National Guard troops over there in California, right along with the ICE. Okay, the ICE military. Okay, hey, so we coming to the point of eventually going to be a full-blown martial law, and that's all scripture. Okay, and like I say, you even got now the division. Okay, certain mayors or governors or senators or government officials divided when it comes to Trump's stance on certain, executive orders. Okay, which Trump is doing the bidding of these elites anyway. Okay, all of them really. Okay, but it's just more and more infighting and division. Okay, amongst the, the government. Okay, here in America. Okay, so if the government is divided, how much more? Okay, the people. Okay, the citizens. That's why I said eventually going to be civil war, clash wars. Okay, especially when it comes to these patriot whites or Edomites. Okay, yeah, but we in the time now. Okay, all hell breaking loose. Okay, and eventually this place, America, is going to be destroyed by the way of thermonuclear fire at the peak of the Third World War, man. Okay, which that's also brewing. Okay, and that's going to lead to who the world called Christ, Yahweh Shai, Marshal in the Hebrew. Okay, Yahweh Shai meaning he is the deliverer. Okay, that's going to lead to Yahweh Shai's second coming when Yahweh Shai returned at the peak of the Third World War by the way of the chariots, what the world called UFOs, okay, or spaceships, the vehicles of the angels, and how Yahweh Shai is going to return, bring war, okay, against these nations' armies, okay, and eventually Yahweh Shai bringing salvation only to the nation of Israel, start with the elect, which we'll consider the 144,000, and the 1/3 is destined to be saved. Because 2/3, according to Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8, gonna be cut off and be destroyed, man. Okay, by various plagues here in America. Okay, and one of the plagues that the Lord gonna use, okay, or judgment that the Lord is gonna use, okay, is these martial law troops. Okay, when it comes to these martial law troops, civil war, race wars, okay, AI technology when it comes to robots, okay, because we know that Esau Edom blessing is the sword, and it's being sharpened, man, okay, which Yahweh Shem Shai gave Esau Edom the blessing of the sword, okay, to be a punishment, okay, here upon the earth, okay, and that's where we starting to see being more and more display, okay. But let me go ahead, continue on this article, because I don't want to make this video too long. Okay, which this article was published today, August the 25th of, August the 13th of 2025, and it says, U.S. National Guard troops have begun appearing on the streets of Washington, D.C., a day after President Donald Trump deployed the troops to the city and take control of its police force as he argued violent crime was out of control. Okay, and so now you're starting to see that lately. Okay, well, for the past previous, months. Okay, like I say, Trump done declared National Guard troops over there in California. Okay, when it comes to the ICE raids, okay, and the rallies and protesting. Okay, now you got the talks of FBI task force over there in Memphis, Tennessee. Okay, due to their crime rate. Okay, and now you got over here, DC. Okay, and they're just setting the stage, man. And soon they're gonna be nationwide, man. Okay, and really this video I'm getting into who is going to affect the most, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay, when it comes to you tribes, man. Okay, cause Esau Edom and these heathen nation, but mainly Esau Edom, are our enemies, and they're gonna remind you of that, man. Okay, and the reason why, okay, they're gonna come down so heavy on the tribes, because majority of our people are wicked. Okay, when it comes to the 2/3, okay, when it comes to them not believing in this truth, because Yahweh Shema Shai have his prophets out there on the highways and byways. Okay, start with the men of great millstone. Okay, but what our people do, they scoff, they scorn, they make mockery. Okay, as we out there teaching them, telling them to repent. Okay, come back, acknowledge your true power. Yahweh Shem Yahushai, your true heritage, okay, acknowledging the prophecies, okay, by the way of the prophets, okay, acknowledge the times that we're in. We're giving them that stern warning. All hell about to break loose. Esau, Edom ready to come in as a flood, okay, with his troops, with his strict legislations, okay. They be coming in a time of famine, pestilence, etc. Okay, the Lord bringing judgment. Okay, but our people, they scoff, they scorn. Okay, they want to furthermore trust in this place, trust in this economy, the system, trust in these false gods. Okay, idol worship, going after the hedonistic customs. Okay, the traditions here in America. Okay, but now we come to the point that this place is boiling over to the point of all hell about to break loose, man. Okay, and the only answer is to the scriptures. Okay, when it comes to the prophets of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. But once again, only the elect is going to receive it, and it'll be covered in the times of Jacob's trouble. Okay, Jeremiah chapter 30 verse 7. Okay, and it says and so we coming to these times, man. Concentration camps, detention centers. Okay, like I say, more surveillance. Okay, and it says armored vehicles was spotted at urban centers and tourist sites around the U.S. Capitol on Tuesday evening. Officials have said that 800 National Guard troops are expected to be deployed, as well as 500 federal law enforcement and agents. Okay, and it says Washington D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser, a Democrat who has denied crime is out of control, in her city, described the troop development as an authoritarian push. Okay, so basically saying that crime ain't even really that bad. Okay, so what the whole motive? Okay, to bring tyranny. Okay, more and more Trump pushing towards being a dictator. Okay, like I say, because more than anything, these elites ready to come in. Okay, as that flood with their troops, with their martial law troops. Okay, because you got UN troops over here, foreign troops. Okay. Give me a minute. All right, it's a lot for that. And like I've been saying, because these elites, all right, got their troops already over here. Okay, certain UN troops, okay, the combat with the National Guard. Okay, and so when I say when the article going into the mayor saying that certain when it comes to certain when it comes to the crime rate, it's really not that bad. Okay, but like I said, they want to make a stance. Okay, they want to more and more push towards a how can I say more control. Okay, when it comes to these elites. Okay, and it said Trump, a Republican, has also threatened similar deportation. Developments. Okay, a deportation. Like I said, the ICE raids too. Okay, when it comes to certain of you tribes, and it says also had threatened similar developments against New York and Chicago, two other cities controlled by Democrats. Okay, and they both do the bidding of these elites. Okay, the left and the right. Okay, Democrats, Republican. It ain't gonna matter, man. Okay, these elites got their agenda. And it says it has says crime is on the rise in the cities, including Washington D.C. Although analysts by BBC verified to suggest a different trend in D.C. It said violence offenses fell after the peaking in 2013. In 2024, they hit the lowest level in 30 years, according to figures published by Washington, D.C. Metropolitan Police. Okay, they are continuing to fall according to preliminary data for 2025. Okay, and it says violent crime overall is down 26% this year compared to the same point in 2024, and robbery is down 28% according to the MPDC. Okay, hey, so you can see more and more, man. They're just setting the stage for martial law. Okay, and something bigger is ahead. Okay, because now you got all these mass shootings or shootings that's going on. Okay, you had one about a week ago or two up there in Manhattan, New York. Okay, they're doing at the time of the NFL, the association. And recently you had a shooting at the CDDC. Okay, over there in Atlanta. Okay, and we know a lot of these things are psyops, or stage, events, so they can have an agenda, okay, or a purpose to push their agenda. Okay, once again, order out of chaos, man. Okay, but we coming into time, eventually gonna be full-blown martial law and lawlessness, man. Okay, civil unrest. So once again, that's all I'm gonna get on the article. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into the scriptures. And I'm gonna start off with Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. And it says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having a great wrath, because he knoweth they have but a short time." Okay, when it comes to Esau Edom. Okay, Esau Edom. Okay, the word devil means deceiver. Diablos. Okay, in the Latin. Okay, which means deceiver. And Esau Edom is the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan here on the earth. Okay, and these elites have the agenda to come with the NWO because they know, and they come in quick because they know they have but a short time left. Okay, they seeing the prophets out there. Okay, they seeing the prophets. They seeing them being exposed. They seeing the chariot sightings, which they know they are angels. Okay, but through the pride of Esau Edom, they really think they're gonna come with the NWO. Okay, enforce the implementation of the RFID micro, and they think they're gonna continue on the rule forever. Okay, and it says, "Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time." And so they know they have a short time. That's why now they're moving Operation Warp Speed. Okay, when it comes to their agenda. And like I said, who's gonna be affected the most? Hey, you tribes, man. Let's get this. Ezekiel chapter 21, verse 9. And it says, "Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord, a sword is sharper and also furbished. It is sharper to make a sword slaughter, it be furbished that it may glitter. Shall we then make mirth?" Okay, and that's for you tribes, man. Okay, and that sword represents Esau Edom that's being sharpened. Okay, we're seeing that now. But this whole, like I say, more and more deploying of troops here in America. Okay, and who's going to be affected the most? And you Negro, Latino, Native Americans, especially when it comes to the 2/3, man. And it says, "Shall we make mirth. Yeah, we ain't in the time of mirth, man. Okay, you got a lot of Israelite camps out there, or organization pushing mirth, partying, just as the average American, okay, known to be partying, being comfortable, okay. But that sword is being sharpened, okay. It could tempt the rod of my son as every tree. He had given it to be furbished, that it may be handled. The sword is sharpened, and it is furbished to give it into the hand of the slayer. So that's the blessing of Esau Edom that the Yahweh Shema Shai gave him. Okay, the blessing of the sword. Okay, the slay. Okay. Cry and howl, son of man, for it shall be upon my people, it shall be upon all the princes of Israel. Terror by the reasons of the sword shall be upon my people. Smite, therefore, upon thy thigh. And that's what we're doing. Okay, getting into the scriptures and giving that warning to you Negro, Latino, Native American. Okay, the judgment is coming. It's on the rise. And one of the judgment is the Lord allowing Esau Edom to come in as that flood. According to Isaiah chapter 59, verse 19, Esau coming in as a flood with his troops. Okay, and you saw all these floodings going on now. Okay, natural floods, but what that's how Esau gonna come in, overwhelming. Okay, and they got one of the military forces known as storm troopers. Okay, just to say that, but that's how overwhelming they're gonna come in as a flood. Okay, let me get this. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 70. For there shall be in every place in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. Hey, a couple of months ago, you had Trump push the Insurrection Act. Okay, when it comes to uproars of the people. Okay, against the government. Okay, and it says, for there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. When it comes to you tribes, man. Okay, they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. Okay, so these troops gonna be as madmen, sparing none, and it's gonna be the spirit of the Lord on them. Okay, once again, the Lord gave the blessing of the sword to Esau Edom. Okay, and it's all gonna be for a punishment, as we read in Ezekiel chapter 21. Okay, verse 9, and it says, for they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Okay, it is martial law troops taking people out of their homes, their houses, and putting them in concentration camps. Okay, now you got that whole, like I say, the whole crime thing too. When it comes to Trump deploying National Guards in D.C., according to his purpose, due to crime rates going up, but a lot of people are homeless as well. Okay, they want to haul off the homeless. Okay, and it says, for they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. And that's the elect eventually. Okay, because the elect is going to make it through. Okay, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay, the Lord says servants going to eat, drink, be covered. Okay, certain men are going to be granted spiritual power. Okay, the angels guided. Okay, through the spirit. Okay, when it comes to the elect. Okay, although you're going to have certain members of the elect that's going to be martyrs. Okay, but those that die in the faith, they're going to be the first ones risen up when Yahweh Shai return to gather the rest of the elect that's not going to see or feel the taste of death. That's not going to die. Okay, but the elect is already covered. Okay, and it said, and it said, hear, O ye my beloved, say the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand. Jacob's trouble. Okay, but I will deliver you from the same, the elect. And it says, be ye not afraid, neither doubt, For Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is your guide, and the guide of them who keep my commandments and precepts, say the Lord power. Let not your sins weigh you down, and let not your iniquities lift up themselves. Okay, and that's going to us that's in the faith that has been called. Okay, and hopefully be chosen. Okay, so we know eventually the Lord is going to be with his elect, man. Okay, but for the 2/3 of our people, the non-believers, okay, and the Lord already preparing that sword that's being sharpened as we're approaching the time of martial law, okay, and civil unrest, okay, and race wars, man, okay, and clash wars, the third world war, okay, we coming in the time of war, man, okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the lesson here, and I pray that the lesson will edify until next time, Lord willing. Shalom to the hopeful elect. Shalom.